Hello, everyone. So, guess what? It is a Tuesday. So, we made it to Tuesday. And I know the other day we did updates, and more updates. And ironically, this week for Growth Groove with Dr. Erica is going to be more updates. Now, you might be like, Dr. Erica, why are we doing all of the updates? And I'm going to tell you a little story in a quick moment. But first, I want to do just a hot second, just a little tiny moment of some housekeeping. So, the first thing is, I just want to say, welcome. Thank you for doing quality time with me. The next thing is, if you know someone that needs this message, you know someone that needs some encouragement, share this. The next thing is, you also have the option to tag. Sharing is caring. Tagging is also sharing. We could do all of it. The next, if you're watching it later, don't even worry about it. Just put hashtag replay in the comments. I'm just happy you're here. So I'm totally excited today. So guess what happened today? So, I have a podcast, and we talked about my podcast, Better with Dr. Erica. And today I dropped a special episode. Today was the episode with Dr. Lakeisha, who's been a guest on this show before. And we talked about unlocking secrets of menopause and perimenopause. And you don't want to miss it. If you're a woman of a certain age, it's going to ring true for you. If you're someone that knows a woman of a certain age, it's going to sound familiar. And if you know anyone in your personal and professional life that is going through these life transitions, this is going to be something you want to hear because it's going to help you understand how they are and understand how to support them better. So I encourage you to check it out, but we'll talk about that later. So you might be like, why are we doing updates? So here comes the story. Well, after I tell you who I am. I'm your host, Dr. Erica, Harvard-trained double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I'm extremely passionate about helping people be better, do better, and ultimately live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry, my books, my speaking, and my new podcast, Better with Dr. Erica. I do all that to help put you back in your life so that you can claim that life that you were created for. That very special life that is uniquely yours. And today we probably could have called this episode Tired with Dr. Erica, because I won't lie. I'm going to be honest, if it's okay if I be honest and transparent with you all. I am tired between the launch of this podcast, doing things for these businesses, dealing with the pandemic that keeps going. As you know, I have my own practice. I'm also a traveling psychiatrist, trying to look out for my family. And one of the things I think a lot of us doctors don't talk about as much is by being a doctor, you have additional responsibility sometimes in your family if anyone gets sick or something's going on. And also there is almost a little bit of burden from having more information and knowing all of the things. So by just dealing with all of that, I'm a little bit tired today. But you know what? I couldn't disappoint you. I said I was going to be here. I have to show up. And to me, that's a huge value. It's a very important value to have, the value of showing up and doing what you say you're going to do. And I do my best to do it. I don't always, I think all of us fall short of something at some point. But, I wanted to make sure I was here for you. And I'm just a little bit tired, but you know what? You all give me energy. So I'm going to bring all the energy you're giving me. And one of the reasons I wanted to be honest with you is I want to let you know that it's okay. If you are feeling tired, a little bit exhausted, and maybe just want to cuddle on your couch. I want to cuddle on my couch by myself with a blanket. It's okay. It's okay if every day is not maximum productivity. You change the world and you're bouncing around like happy, happy, joy, joy. It's okay if you're not. And it's okay to get tired. And what happens is we all have to be in touch with our internal barometers. For me, it's like I realize, okay, I'm getting tired. Then you have to start making decisions on, naturally, none of us quit being tired by doing the same things. So then you have to sit and think, self, what's going to help me not be tired? What's going to help me get some energy? And what you start thinking about and what you discover is what are the things you have to do to get rest and to restore. And for me, it's I had to look at my schedule, start thinking of where I could block some time to get some rest, I'm actually going to rest most of this evening and just proactively do some things to restore. I still need to work out, so I'll probably do a less intense workout, but I'm going to get some rest. But I want to encourage all of you, when you start feeling tired, to start thinking, what do you need to do to get some more energy? Are there things you need to take a break from? Is this maybe not the time you're going to do all the marathon spring cleaning? Is this sometime you need some rest, or do you need to lay by the pool and get some sunshine or go for a walk? Just think of what you need to get some rest, or what you need to be able to restore. And I want to encourage and empower you to do that, but I want to really encourage you to be proactive around doing that, because I think that'll make a huge difference. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about, because we're not going to be in here too awfully long today, is Naomi Osaka. You might be like, why are we talking about Naomi Osaka? Well, if you're not familiar, she had told the French Open that she was not going to do press to protect her mental health, and then later said that she had some issues with depression and social anxiety, and that was not going to be healthy for her. And when she got fined and things escalated, she withdrew. The reason I bring this up is one of my personal values, one of my high-level values, is freedom. And you might be like, why is freedom so important? To be in a position that when you know a situation is going to be unhealthy, or you know a position is not going to serve you, that you feel empowered to make a choice to not be there. And one of the reasons I want to mention this is we all have to proactively do things to set ourselves up to feel like we have the maximum amount of freedom, or the amount of freedom that's going to make us comfortable. And one of the things they often don't tell you, or one of the myths they tell you, is that money doesn't matter. It's about love, enjoyment. Money doesn't matter. I am here to inspire you, to tell you there is a certain freedom sometimes that comes with not necessarily having a ton of money, but having enough financial stability that you can feel comfortable making choices that are governed by what's going to be healthy with you, and that your choices aren't governed with feeling stuck because you need money from someone, or there's nothing else you could do, or you have no financial options. And I want to encourage people to learn about how to manage money, learn about how to leverage your skills, be open to new things to learn, but also open to really appreciating your skills and talents, to be able to tell when there are environments that are not going to be healthy for you, especially when it comes to work, and feel that you have the power to make the choice to either change that environment by taking action in your workplace, or ultimately, if you need to find another environment that is more suitable. And it's a huge conversation to have around now, especially due to the amount of burnout people have been dealing with, along with a lot of the changes that have happened when it comes to employment during the pandemic, where people have either been overworked, at times felt very unappreciated, or felt like work may have put them in physical danger, or did not support what they needed to not only support their mental health, but to be able to support their family. And I want to encourage everyone to start exploring what you need to feel like you're on sturdy enough footing that you can start using whether or not something is healthy for you physically and mentally as a decision tree, or use that as a firm part of discernment, so that it's not simply money or this looks good. But I want you to be able to honestly be able to decide if something is healthy for you, and if it is not healthy for you, to feel comfortable making the decisions necessary to put yourself in a healthy environment. And as I said before, sometimes we can do that by setting boundaries, or changing policies or things in our own workplace, or having discussions around what our needs are. And sometimes that leads to going to another environment, sometimes even changing careers or doing new things to be in a healthy environment. But the one thing I want to encourage everyone, I actually was having a conversation with my wellness coach, Coach B, who's been on here before and who was also on the second episode of my podcast, is that we all have to cherish and appreciate our health. It's something we don't get. Again, you got one shot on this earth. So it's important for us to take care of our vessel, and taking care of our vessel includes taking care of our mental health and our physical health. And I just want to encourage people to start prioritizing that and putting yourself in a position where you feel comfortable prioritizing that. So that's what I got for you today. I just wanted to share a couple of things with you, not keep you in here forever. I want to say thank you again so much for coming. I also want to, let's see, we're looking here, is I want to encourage you to check out my podcast. So you can check out my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka, at betterthepodcast.com. It is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so you can catch it there. I encourage you to check it out. I'd love to hear what you think. As I said before, I have a new episode that dropped today that I'm very excited about. And there she is, my guest for my episode today that dropped. Dr. Lakeisha is right. I never can point. There we go. I can never point to the right place on the screen. And I really want to encourage you to check it out. It's an excellent episode. She gives such great knowledge, and it fits in with this theme of learning how to use discernment to discern whether or not an environment or behavior is healthy for us. And I want to continue for us to work together on being more critically in tune with whether or not our environment, our choices, the people we're around, how we spend our time is healthy. Can you do that with me? Let's do that. So again, thanks for coming. I'm your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I'm on a mission to help you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my telepsychiatry, my books, my speaking, and my brand new podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. You can get it at betterthepodcast.com or on Apple or Spotify. And I do all of this to help put you back in your life because you deserve it. You deserve to be the centerpiece of your life. You deserve to be the star. You deserve not to be a supporting character or an extra. So that's what I got for you today. Thank you so much. I will be back on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern for Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. And I would love to encourage you to check out the podcast. If you enjoy it, please rate and review it. I realize the rating and reviewing is primarily on Apple Podcasts, but it really helps out a ton. So if you use any Apple Podcasts, if you could hook that up for me, and on whatever podcast platforms you use, if you could please subscribe. So that's what I got. Thanks for coming, and great seeing all of y'all. I feel like I'm looking all over the screen today. Like I'm just all over the screen. Have a great